Hello everyone, welcome back to the Grow and Go Tarot. I know that there are a lot of you who are new here, and I just want to say thank you so much for picking me out of the many tarot readers out here on YouTube. And I really hope that this reading is going to be really helpful, especially if it, as you can see from the topic today, is going to be about your shadow self. And I know that it can be really triggering for a lot of you. This is why please take full responsibility for yourself when you are doing this, when you are listening to this reading. Okay, and please give yourself a pat on the back and for already choosing this reading. Okay, no matter whether you stayed just for like a few minutes or whether you stayed for like the entire reading, I'm already very thankful and really grateful for you to be here and for picking me out of all. Okay, thank you so much. And as you can see, we have 3 piles for you today. So the first one is this jellyfish looking like image. Pile number 2 is this butterfly, beautiful butterfly. And pile number 3, we have this sort of fireworks. So yeah, please take your time. And actually there are some similarities that I can see on the 3 piles. So if you are drawn to more than one, you can definitely listen to whichever you feel called to. Okay, please always trust your intuition and your instincts more than anything, more than me. Okay, trust yourself. You know your answer. Always. Okay, and please know that this is a collective reading. This is a collective reading. This is a collective reading. Please take what it resonates for you. If it doesn't resonate, it's okay. You can skip it, leave it for another person who is meant to listen to this reading. So if it's not meant for you, you can just skip this entire reading, or you can check out like my other readings as well, or you can check out many other wonderful tarot readers out there. Okay, so yeah, and I'll see you guys in the different piles. Okay, see you there. Hi, welcome back, pile number 1. And if you chose this jellyfish looking image, this is going to be your reading for today. And I'm just so excited for you to be here with me and wanting to find out more about your shadow self. I don't want to make this scary for you, but sometimes tough love is necessary, and I'm so happy that you choose to be here to face your shadow self despite how difficult this is. I'm just so proud of all of you. Okay, do you know how bold you are for having the courage to be here with me and with spirit and yourself? Give yourself a pat on your back, please. Okay. I know how challenging this can be for a lot of us. I'm already proud, and spirit is already proud of you, for wanting to know more about your shadow self. Please be kind, compassionate, and loving towards yourself while listening to this reading. I'm not here to sugarcoat anybody through this reading. Okay, if you know that you are going to be triggered by this, if this is really triggering for you, please take responsibility for yourself and do not listen. If you're not ready, do not listen. Okay, I'm gonna put this here. Please leave this reading, okay, and you are free to leave and come back as and when you wish. I will leave it open to what your shadow side has to say. It can be anything, actually. It can be guidance, advice, and just telling you the sides of yourself that you may have repressed, you have discarded, you hated it, like anything. Okay, and this is just pretty open, and I'll leave it up to spirit on what it wants to come through. Okay, so I need to kind of explain like the overview of what our shadow self means. It consists of the parts of yourself that you may or may not be aware of. If you're already doing shadow work, then of course you may know what this is. But for some of you who are fairly new here, then you may not know what your shadow self is. You can definitely do more research if you want to. But this is the side of you that you don't show to others and even yourself, because this shadow side has been shamed, hated, disliked, criticized for being bad or not being accepted by society and others. And yeah, sometimes, actually all of us, we all have our light and our dark sides, okay? It's just whether or not we are willing to look at, it's whether or not we are willing to face and accept it, okay? So enough with the rambling. We'll look at 3 tarot cards as usual, and we have a channeled letter from this postcard. So I tried something new today, so it's gonna be kind of interesting and fun. And lastly, we're gonna look at the Lantern Oracle to see how can you integrate more of your shadow side, to see what can you do, and I'll be reading from the guidebook. So that is the last portion of this entire reading. And yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I really hope that you are too. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna put this aside first and we'll look at 3 tarot cards. So okay, we have the 5 of Wands in the reverse. We have the Page of Cups in the reverse. And we have the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, hold on, let me rearrange this. Is this on? Is this okay? Okay, cool. So, let's start with the 5 of Wands, shall we? In the reverse. Okay. So the 5 of Wands, shows me that, you know, you may have a side of you that is incredibly competitive. And maybe even competitive to the point that you are really aggressive to other people. It's like you want to be the best. Okay, that's what I want. That's just the energy that I get. It's just you want to be the best at what you do. And it's just healthy competition is just not really what you want to have, I'm getting. It's more of like this nature of yours of wanting to compare yourself to others, wanting to compete with other people, and knowing that, you know, you are doing, like, you want to be the top at what you do. And it's totally okay to want to be at the top, but if it comes to the point where you start to like, this person is at the top, like, no, I want to beat this person. Therefore, I want to be at the top. I want to be at the best in what I do. Like, that's the energy that I'm getting. And also there is another part of you that could be too peaceful to the point that you may not want competition, or you may be afraid of competition, and you might not even want to admit this to yourself, that actually you are actually very competitive in nature. But when you do start to get competitive, you would just fall to the other side of the spectrum. So there are like 2 sides of this. So there's this like side of you that could just be like, oh no, I'm gonna be, oh no, I don't want to do anything, you know, oh, I don't want to compete with others, I just want to stay at the side. And please don't hurt me, please don't harm me. And then the other side of you, the other end of the spectrum, is when you start to get like, oh, you know, how can this person beat me? You know, how can I lose to this person? No, I need to get back up. I need to do this, you know, I need to fight. I need to beat this person down to the rock bottom. Like, no, I can't be the second best. I need to be the first best. It's 2 extremes, actually. And I feel like what your shadow side wants you to say is to find a balance, find a healthy balance between the 2. You can definitely be competitive, But you can't be to the point where, where you start to compare yourself to others and really just to the point where you may just be doing things for the sake of wanting to compete, not really wanting to do it at the core of your own heart, at the core of what you want to achieve, but just more of like wanting to fight against one another. That's the energy that I'm getting. Find a healthy balance between the two. Okay, and I'm not saying that you have to give up like one or the other. It's just you need to find you can't just be expecting things to just swing from one pendulum to another, because this is going to be very tiring for you, and this is only going to push other people away from you, is also what I'm hearing. And that with the Five of Wands in reverse, I'm getting also like a strong jealousy and envy vibe that you may have. So it's like you might secretly compare yourself to others. So it's like you are in a secret competition with other people. So it's like other people have this sort of thing that you really admire and that you want to have it too. It's totally okay to take inspiration and admire others. Okay, it's totally okay. But it's not okay to just be secretly being in secret competition with your friends or like with other people, like other people on social media. Like, no. It's only going to harm your friendship. It's only going to harm your intimate relationship is what I'm getting. You may say things that you may make like comments that are just really passive aggressive. You may say something that may unintentionally put you in a position where others don't want to be with you anymore, where they'll be like, oh, look at her. I mean, okay, sorry, this is not gender specific, but look at this person. Like I just feel like I just feel like, this person is secretly being in competition with me. But when I do ask her about it, or when I do ask him or her about it, they don't want to admit it. And that actually it's totally okay for you to admit that, hey, I actually am jealous of you. I actually really do admire you, And instead, I turned it into a point where I choose to work on myself instead. And I choose to turn this jealousy and envy, knowing that, hey, the reason why I'm jealous of this person is because I can actually achieve what this person has, right? Whatever it is that you are feeling inside of you, you are projecting it out onto other people. And whether it's good or bad, you deem good or bad, it is actually a reflection of what you can actually achieve and what you are actually. And it's not to say that, you are just going to be like a person that is just incredibly demeaning of others, always in competition and all that stuff. Like, no. It's just you got to see it from this perspective that, hey, the reason why I feel so competitive towards this person is because I want to be like them. I look up to them, I admire them, I respect them. But is it possible I can turn this energy inward into, achieving the life of my own dreams, so that I can also be like this person, but in a different way where it's just more me, where, I don't have to copy and follow others. I can just be who I am. So it's like, this energy is coming through. I know that it can be very triggering, but it is what it is. There is some sort of, like you are copying someone's road of success. You are copying somebody's idea of who they want to be. Like you are not really touching, or like you are not really seeing who and what you are and what you desire. Instead, you just want what other people have. But have you truly asked yourself if this is really what you want to do? Is this the road that you want to go? Or are you just consistently looking at what others have and then resenting yourself for not having it? But you're not seeing the big picture here. Other people have what they want is because they put in the effort. And what about you? You can also have what you want, of course. But instead of focusing on yourself, you are acting out onto others. And this is not to blame you and say that, why are you doing this? You shouldn't be blah, 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 blah. Like, no, this is just a careful reminder that, hey, you can achieve what this person has. But instead of continuously obsessing over someone, obsessing over, what somebody has, why not look within yourself instead? Why not look inwards? The Five of Wands is giving me a vibe. You see like how everybody is like fighting for the wands, right? And how everybody is just dressed very differently and they are all fighting against each other. But actually they don't have to fight against one another. They can work with one another instead. They can be like, hey, I actually see that I have secret animosity towards this person. But can I actually do something about it? Like, what is the reason that I'm holding hatred or like resentment or like jealousy and envy or like my competitive nature towards this person? We can actually work together. We can actually work with these energies instead by not turning into a point where, that it gets really unhealthy. And look, everybody is different. Even if they are wearing like the same, I know this looks like ties to me. Tights or ties, oh, sorry. But they are still different in nature, and everybody is supposed to be different. Everybody has a life of their dreams. Yes, you can look up to someone, yes, you can admire someone, but you can't just be so obsessed and that you follow exactly what they have. Like, no, everybody has their own path and dreams. This example is coming through. Those books where they teach you the road to success, or like, how can you be more successful? How can you be more disciplined and all that stuff? And for me personally, I don't really believe in all of this because I feel like everybody's idea of success, everybody's idea of who you truly are, everybody's idea of basically anything about life itself is very, very different. And yes, you can read it, look at it, but you can develop it yourself. For example, you see this person, being very disciplined or waking up 8 a.m. in the morning and all that stuff. Like, ask yourself, do you really want to wake up 8 a.m. every morning? Or can you actually start your day later at 11 a.m.? Maybe 8 a.m. is just too early for you. Maybe you are a night owl. You are most active at night. And you can only start your day maybe after 12 p.m., after 1 p.m. And it's totally okay, it's up to you. You can have discipline according to your own standards. It's not supposed to be living what other people are telling you. I feel like the most important thing is what I'm trying to say is that you are trying to replicate other people's idea of what you think you should be or what you should do, of who you are supposed to be. And your shadow self is like, no, you have to carve out the path on your own. And coming back to this competitive nature of yours is that you don't have to resist it or fight against it. Like, accept this side of yourself, but use it in a way where it's healthy. Use it in a way to fuel yourself, not not to judge or holding secret animosity on others, because that is not going to solve you. That is only going to harm you in the long run. And like I said, you could be, or you could be in a circle, or you could be in an environment, or you have a circle of friends who have passed down this idea onto you. I don't know, it's something that I'm getting, okay? Take what it resonates. Or you may have left this social circle, you may have left this friend group that is incredibly, incredibly toxic. Like everybody is just full of like gossip, and it's just like they are not your, okay, I'm not trying to, I should have said that, but listen to your intuition above all else, okay? But they might or might not be the friends that you deserve. They might or might not be the kind of circle and environment that you want to be in, because it is very unhealthy for you. And it's only going to make you resent even yourself furthermore. Like, oh, you know, I just get so sick and tired when this person said that they have done something, or they like they have achieved something, they are successful in something, but what about me? I'm just a useless fool, I can't do anything. See where it comes from? It could be, you know, they are encouraging you, or like they are just triggering that side of you that wants to be better, but you don't know how are you supposed to use that energy positively. And you can. It's just in a way where you're going to have to question yourself. I'm not going to give you the answers here, I'm sorry. This is something that you're going to have to discover it. You're going to have to communicate with your shadow self. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Why do you think this person is impacting you so much? Is there something or someone that you may have overlooked within you? You're going to have to find out for yourself, okay? So overall message is that your shadow self doesn't want, okay, so like I previously mentioned, if you're swinging from one extreme to another, you know, if you're normally on a very quieter side, and let's say when you're with like a circle of friends and they like trigger you, you know, ask yourself, why? Question yourself. Engage in a more healthy behavior where you can fiercely show this side of you through anything. It can be through exercise as well, by letting that energy out. And if you're in the more, you know, competitive, jealousy, envy, secret competition, like if you have really recognized this within yourself, which is you know this nature, you know this part of yourself, then you gotta have to find a balance. Okay, whether is it you resonate with either side, please know that your shadow self is not here to like it's not here to shame you. Like, no, it's not. It just wants you to see that even if you think that you're more on the quieter side, you're kind of like a quote-unquote good girl, or that, you know, I don't hold any competitive nature towards others. I feel like you definitely have a side of you that is just like, you just wants to be the best. You don't want to accept yourself being lower than other people. Like, no. Like, you don't accept it. And you got to find a balance in order to release, or in order to let this side of you out, but not in a way where it's destructive. Okay? Okay. Whew. So next is we have the Page of Cups in the reverse. So your shadow self, message from your shadow self. What's this? This Page of Cups here, this imaginative, playful, innocent, curious, naive, this you have shut yourself off from this side of you, this part of you that you sort of don't want other people to see. Because every time when I look at the Page of Cups, right, it's always about the inner child. Inner child to me, I always think about our inner child, and our inner child is really one of the most intelligent part of ourselves, because it's the one that has kept us alive, and you may have lost that spark within you as well. You don't really believe in, you don't really want to look at, or even you don't really want to look at past versions of yourself, or like that inner child before, we get consumed by society standards. There is this example that I'm getting, which is, okay, I want to share like my personal example. So when I was on a plane, there were like kids were crying behind the seat where I was sitting on the plane, and I felt incredibly annoyed and frustrated with that. And that moment I catch myself, I was like, why am I so annoyed and frustrated by kids crying? Actually, all of us do, okay, honestly speaking, but it's just, I catch myself doing that. I catch myself judging like a kid crying. But I was like, is that really the kid's fault for crying? Could it be because their caretakers, their caregivers, their parents, their family didn't meet their needs? That is why they start crying? Have you ever questioned, why is it that you have repressed this side of yourself? Getting in touch with your emotional body, your emotional needs. Like, where is this? I feel like it really wants to talk to you. It wants to come out. It wants you to look at the world with fresh eyes. It wants you to be playful. It wants you to be innocent again. But okay. Like when I'm saying like innocence, I kind of feel like, like immediately I just hear like somebody say, oh, how can we even find our innocence? We are adults. We are mature adults. But no. Even if we are adults, we have that child in us. And that child in us is screaming for help. It is really it's always waiting for us to connect with it, whether through any creative pursuits that you may have. Yeah, exactly. Like, I keep getting like this part of you desperately wants to be seen. Like, it wants to express itself. But it's like you have been repressing it, like not wanting it to come out, just wanting to be like, serious like all the time. But But you can channel this energy, like what I said, into the Page of Cups, where you start to explore. You don't just focus on one thing at a time. You can always go for something new. Maybe go for like a new direction. If let's say you've been taking the same route, to school, to the company, to anywhere, why not try a different route? It may bring you fresh ideas that you may not even expect. And this is what it is, because you have been so stuck and rigid in your logic that you have already lost touch with this inner child of yours. I feel like for a lot of you, it's been acting out in ways that you may not even realize, like for example, getting defensive at others, or like just feeling very bored, feeling very stuck, not knowing what to do, even hanging out with the wrong company. Like I said, I'm not going to judge, and I'm not going to tell you, whether you're in a wrong, you're in a wrong company. You have yourself to decide, okay? Please take what I say with like please think it through, okay? And always listen to your gut intuition, okay? But this is just what I'm getting. Could it be you need to be more alone, is what I'm getting? Like you need to explore yourself. You need to tap into your creativity. This is very interesting. Whenever I look at the Page of Cups, because this person has a very strong connection with like this fish, and fish talks about fish talks about our unconscious, the unknown, the hidden realms, our sensations, our feelings. But right now you have lost touch with it. And you're not even allowing it to come out and play. You're completely shutting it out, and that's not healthy at all. Our inner child is very intelligent. Okay, I know that some of you may not, but oh, it's just a child. It's like stupid, it's naive. Like, no, it's not. It's intelligent as fuck. And it's always been trying to like communicate with you. Or are you just using your time to are you just making like every minute of your life, every minute of your time accounted for? And you're not even giving it time to yourself to just play and have fun. You're consistently taking life very, very seriously. And I know that we all have responsibilities and obligations. But can we like leave out maybe just one day a week, or like maybe just 2 to 3 hours to just do something? I'm seeing someone painting. So I feel like painting could be really significant. I'm also seeing someone going to the beach. Having fun, like building some sand castle. You may love to do this as a child, but you're not allowing yourself to do it. But you're not allowing yourself to have fun because you think that it's quote unquote childish, or you think that other people are going to look at you in weird eyes, like, oh, you're an adult, why would you still play this? But like, seriously, look at what they're saying to you. It means that they themselves are not even connected with their inner self, with their inner child. And how rude it is for someone to just like point it out onto you and make you afraid, and make you want to be so consumed by what other people think. What's wrong with building a sandcastle? I'm just reconnecting with life again and again. And I'm even talking about this with so much like anger even, because I feel like this has been this is something that you want to do for a very, very long time, but there are so many reasons, so many excuses that you're coming out with. It's like your shadow self is just kind of angry, even for like, hey, I want to just do things for the sake of doing it, not just because of like, oh, I want to earn money, therefore I do it. Or like you want to blog, you want to write something, or like you want to publish something. But it's like you want to do it because of the sake of you wanting to earn an income. And okay, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to earn an income. Like there's nothing wrong with wanting to use your creativity to earn an income. There is nothing wrong with that. It's just, I feel like it's to the point where you are making calculated moves, taking risks for the sake of just wanting to earn an income, by not considering that, hey, I can actually just have some fun and just not think about wanting to earn an income like every single time when I want to do something. So, oh, if this is something that it doesn't bring me any income, I'm not going to do it anymore. So I'm being shown an example of like, so you eating dinner, if this dinner is not going to bring you any income, are you not going to eat any dinner anymore? No, right? We have to fill our bodies. We have to fill our bodies with nutrients. If this clothing that I wear is not going to bring me any luxury, is not going to bring me any attention from others, then I'm not going to wear this skirt. I'm not going to wear this clothing anymore. Really? So you're just going to be naked, is it? Oh, I was getting something, but I've forgotten. Oh shit. What is that called? Yeah. Talking about attention. I also feel like with the Page of Cups here, it's like, I don't know, okay, maybe this is just for a smaller part of you, but there may be some sort of attention that you're wanting to get from someone. Because this example that I was getting about somebody dressing up just to impress somebody, like you're trying to impress somebody because you want them to praise you, like you want them to validate you, therefore you want to do something. And your shadow self is like, hell no. I don't do things for the sake of doing things, okay? And why are you dressing to impress someone? Why are you doing something for the sake of wanting other people's attention? Is that really what you want to live your entire life for? Just for other people? They are not even recognizing that you are allowed to just be with the Page of Cups. You are allowed to be a child again. If you want to fly a kite, go and fly a kite. If you want to have a picnic, go and have a picnic. You get to do however you want to do, not for the sake of impressing others. If this somebody that you are sort of wanting attention from only likes you for the sake of you changing yourself in ways where, you know, you're just dressing because you know this person likes it, is that really worthy, Pal 1? I'm going to ask you, is this really worthy? I'm getting like some sort of like your inner child is crying. Like, it's like you're just so upset, but you don't know what to do about it. And that is it. You've got to find a healthy way of letting this energy out. whether it's by fiercely expressing yourself, with the Page of Cups especially. It doesn't want to stay quiet anymore. It doesn't want to stay small anymore. It just wants to be free. I also feel like if you want to use your voice to help others, like you want to speak up on some sort of, like on something that you just don't want to see. Okay, not don't want to see, but if it's something that you find that it's incredibly, okay, like you want to make the world a better place, okay, you can use your voice. I'm just thinking of someone standing in the middle of a beach and just chanting like sha la 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 la, you know, something like this. And as long as it doesn't hurt other people, you are allowed and you are free to do what you want to do. So many distractions in this pile, I feel like. Ooh. You could be distracting yourself from something. And you gotta have to ask yourself these hard questions. If you want to use your voice to help the greater good, do it. As long as it feels right to you and you feel this fire in your belly that you want to do it, do it. I feel like your shadow self is not someone who is meant to be small. It's just meant to rage even. Like your inner child also, it's someone who is, maybe as a child you like to, you're rebellious is what I'm getting. Like you don't follow the rules. And you've always, okay, it's just as a child you were incredibly connected to spirit and the divine and like the unconscious and all that stuff. But as you start growing up, you are very disconnected from this part because I don't know, somebody or someone may have made you felt that, you know, this is not a good part to have, or like, you know, you should be more realistic, you should be more logical, you should be more structured. But no. Your shadow self is very expressive, very creative, in a way where when it feels right to the heart, it will do it for the sake of just doing it. It doesn't think about any other reasons. It just is. It just wants to be free. It is like it connects well with the unconscious, the hidden realm that is hiding inside of you, that is wanting to be uncovered. So this shadow self of yours wants to be expressive, wants to be creative, wants to just be. It just wants to do things for the sake of just, I want to do it, therefore I'm going to do it. And not because of like, I want to do it because this person is going to like it. Or like, I want to do it because this is going to it's going to get me somewhere far. No. I'm going to have fun because I deserve to have fun. I want to dress up is because I want to dress up. Who cares what other people think? This is how your inner child is, okay? Maybe you just don't fit in with the rest of the world is what I'm getting. You don't fit in. okay? And that it's time for you to take some time out for yourself. Just being alone for a while, it's totally okay. It might give you more insights than you may realize, your shadow self. Okay? So, next we have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, this is pretty interesting. So, when the card came through, the first thing I felt was your ancestors. So you could be very connected with your roots. You could be the one breaking generational trauma. You could be the one picked by your ancestors. Thank you for doing this work. You could be the one helping our ancestors to clear out unnecessary, like you could be helping out your ancestors to clear out family patterns that are not supposed to be, that is not going to serve you anymore, that is not going to serve your family anymore. And this is what you're breaking. And if the Ten of Pentacles here in the reverse, I'm getting like, it's like your shadow, okay, cool. It's like your shadow self what is it? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Oh God. It's like there's this it doesn't want to just rely on our family. It doesn't just want to follow what other people tell them to, what other people are going to tell them what to do. It's like very similar, but not exactly the same. Because it's like this abundance that you're creating is self-made. And I almost feel like there is a sense of lack of gratitude, wanting to rely on family. Codependency is coming through. Like not wanting to think, like not wanting to be independent. It's just you want to rely on others. You want to rely on your family. You might have a family that you are very comfortable in. It's like you are just stuck in this comfort zone of yours that you don't want to move out, or like you don't want to start a path. But like I said, you are here to break generational trauma. You are here to break whatever it is that has been passed down within your family. The family dynamic is not healthy. And that there's some sort of just wanting to live off your family. And absolutely, there's nothing wrong with that. But in this energy, I feel like if this is the life that you want to live, then go ahead. It's not going to stop you. But since you are here, and I need to tell you that I'm sorry. If you want to have a life well lived, if you want to live a life of passion and love, you got to take risks. You got to get out of your comfort zone. Otherwise, you'll just only be stuck in this space and room. And yes, you may be happy in this space and room. But honestly, I want to ask you, Do you really truly feel happy? Do you really want to constantly rely on your family? I know that this may be very triggering, but there is a sense of entitlement here. Entitled to your family, thinking that they should be the one providing you forever. But that's not the case. Even if, yes, if you live in a very wealthy family, I have no words to say, okay? If this is what you choose, but your shadow self doesn't want to just stay stuck in a space. It wants to break free. There is a reason why you are being chosen for this breaking the generational trauma. It is because you're meant to explore, you're meant to have more. But what you are only doing here is it's only making yourself very limited and very closed off. Or another message that I'm getting is that you don't want to go out, you just want to stay home isolated from everybody else, with just you and your bank account. But is this really going to help you forever? Even if your family has the way of, increasing your bank account, giving you money, but I want to ask you, do you really not feel, okay, don't you feel guilty? I'm sorry, but this is what I had to ask. Don't you feel guilty for taking the money off from your parents or your family and not wanting to carve out a path that is unconventional, but it's going to bring you long-term success and stability instead? Maybe some of your answers would be, but my family, they are supposed to be raising me. They are supposed to be the one providing me. Yes, they have the responsibility. If you are still in school, of course, this is definitely okay. But if you are in your 30s, are you still living under the guise and approval of your family? Thinking that as long as they are able to work, as long as they are able to provide you, then I'm always living a life of luxury and whatever it is. You can rely on a family not for long, honestly. Your shadow self will find ways to basically come knocking at your door by telling you that you're not supposed to be living this forever. And there is also another part of the energy, which is you breaking generational curses and trauma, okay, which I was mentioning. Thank you. You are already doing this. You are already breaking And I feel like for this part of you, for a small amount, okay, not small, okay, take what it resonates. Okay, maybe a larger part of you guys have already done the work, but your shadow self is saying there is one most important one that you are not really seeing right now, is that your ability to receive. You might think that you have done all the work, but why is abundance not coming in? Exactly why it is. It's because there is like a mindset, there is like a lack mindset here, that you're afraid that you're not going to have enough, that you can't be financially free and independent. But this is the belief that you are supposed to be working on right now. Because I feel like the amount of abundance you're going to receive is so much more than what you expect. But there is like a part of you that doesn't feel comfortable in receiving that, because during your childhood, even, that you don't have enough, and you're afraid that this is going to happen in the future. You might be giving your wealth to everybody but yourself. And every single time when you get like your paycheck, or like when you get like new amount of money in your bank account, and then you start to give it away, it's like you can't hold on to money for very long. And I feel like your shadow self wants you to work on your abundance mindset by turning from lack into there is always enough. There is always enough for you and others. And yeah, and that you might have like, oh, but other people needs wealth more than me, I should be consistently giving it to others. But no, you gotta give it to yourself too. Be self-sacrificial in your money and your resources, even, I'm getting. Like you want to be generous to everybody but yourself. And I feel like spirit is like your shadow self, okay? It doesn't want you to just give it away. Yes, you can be generous, of course. But does that generosity include you? Or are you just giving your power away to others by not even leaving it for yourself? This is what you got to think of. Your lack mindset is the one that is stopping you from receiving the full abundance that you deserve, and it might not come in ways that you might expect. But are you really ready to receive it? Can you really hold on to that amount that you are going to be blessed with? You gotta have to question and journal things down. And especially there's a post like that I recently saw on Instagram, which is something related to money. I think it ties with your nervous system, I feel like. Yeah, but because if your nervous system doesn't feel safe in receiving this huge amount, then it might reject it before it even comes to you. And you might even be giving it away like unconsciously. You're not able to hold that amount because you think that you don't deserve it. You always think that other people deserve it more than you. Yes, you deserve that amount of abundance that you have been manifesting for. But your shadow self really wants you to I'm also hearing like even working on your receiving kindness from others as well. You might always have a hard time receiving in whatever form it takes. It doesn't just have to be abundance, okay, even though it's the 10 of Pentacles. But just other people's support, other people's help that you might not even, that you might feel guilty about it. Or that you start to doubt other people's intentions. Like, oh, you know, what is this person trying to do, you know? Do I really deserve it, or do you just want something from me, therefore you did it? I mean, it's okay for you to doubt. It's okay for you to discern. But there are people out there that truly want to help you. And they would benefit from you as well. So depending on which side that you resonate with, okay, whether is it that you have been stuck in your comfort zone, you have been, you know, feeding off your family, or whether is it that you have a lack mindset, you might have a fear-based mindset, because I'm also getting like one of your past lives as well. You might carry this trauma onto this life. You don't have enough to hold on to. This is why you want to consistently get more and more and more and more. But in the end, this more is like giving it out to others, not yourself. Or like your family taught you that you should always be generous and kind to others. You must think of others first. Like, no, you must think of yourself first before others, always. Your shadow self doesn't want you to miss out on the exciting opportunities that are coming your way because you fear receiving it. Because of you thinking that you're not worthy, or that you should only receive like so much less than what you actually deserve. And don't worry, Spirit is going to show you what you truly deserve, okay? It's not just this amount that you thought of right now that it popped in your head, but it's so much more, like so much more, okay? So yeah, wow, this was kind of hard to channel, but it's very interesting. Always remember that this is a collective reading, so not all messages are going to resonate. I need to put it out here, okay? Not all messages are going to resonate. This is a collective reading. If it doesn't resonate, you can either check out another pile or you can check out another reading of mine, okay? Next, we have the 2 cards from Lantern Oracle. I wanted to just take one, but 2 cards flipped out, so I'm just going to take it as it is. Whoops. Okay. We have Key to Intimacy. Intimate love is a core need to be met in relation to ourselves and those closest to us. The journey to intimacy often includes learning what love is not. Interesting. We have Lantern with consciousness is light. Okay, we have the number 44 and 21. 21, which is like the World card, and the number 4, Emperor energy. And the number 8, it has 8, Strength card. You recognizing that you're so much more resilient than you think you are, that you actually have the key to face what is it that you have been avoiding, okay? So let me just read from the guidebook with the number 21. Okay. Regardless of whether we have received unconditional love while growing up, coming to know and accept ourselves in such a manner is challenging. Unconditional self-love is necessary, and there is a learning curve for being able to allow another to see into us and accept all that we are and are not. This includes our most raw and least flattering shades. We all have them. It is desirable but not easy to let a deserving other into our lives deep enough to know our full spectrum. Once we can know, accept, and love all of who and what we are, we become fully available for another to accept the totality of us too. It also builds in us the strength and integrity to walk away from those who cannot genuinely respect or accept us, rather than internalizing their judgment, rejection, or desire to change certain parts of us. Developing the capacity to honor and care for ourselves despite our flaws and shortcomings also equips us to hold loving space for others without judgment, conditions, control, or petty rejection. The journey to self-intimacy further teaches us the value and beauty of our flaws. We learn to recognize any challenge that tests the intimate space we share with another as an opportunity to grow closer and stronger from working through it together. The purpose of obstacles is not to create distance or stop us, but to enrich, further connect, and expand us. Intimacy is as much about accepting each other's differences, struggles, and uniqueness as it is about respecting one another's boundaries. The key to intimacy with another leads to knowing, valuing, and supporting each other's path. While it is necessary for our paths to parallel and be faced in the same direction, it is essential for them not to enmesh. Be careful to whom you trust the key for your heart. The featured mother wishes to remind you that pure love, respect, and integrity use what is uncovered to live, support, protect, care about, and empower you. In any instant that a person should prove unworthy of the key you've entrusted them with by using it for anything untowards, change the lock. It is never okay to have this sacred trust disrespected or abused. You always hold the right to take back your power. The same holds with you in regards to another's trust. Be equally honorable to and respectful of how you treat any key given to you. If you ever need to hand a key back, do so. In respect of the intimacy you had once shared with this individual, continue to manage with integrity and discretion what was exposed in trust to you. The mother's message: to see into yourself with the eyes of love allows for another to see unconditionally into you too. Of importance is that it, in turn, allows you to lovingly see others this way. Like, yeah, you gotta have unconditional acceptance for yourself first before you can see it into others, that you and others both deserve unconditional love. But of course, respect is incredibly important in both relationships. Unconditional love doesn't mean unconditional tolerance. Always remember this. In order for you to face your shadow self, I know that it's very difficult for you. It can be very, very triggering, but please know that this is the way that you're going to open yourself up to new doors that you aren't even expecting, which is you getting clear, you getting sure about what your shadow self needs and how can you best integrate more with your shadow. Okay. Next we have 44. Consciousness is light. Okay. Whew. The crone has completed the circle of phases and perspectives pertaining to feminine consciousness: maiden, mother, guardian, and crone. The lanterns hanging from the featured crone's wrist illuminate her world with the clarity of having integrated her spirit self with herself. She has successfully released all of the illusory filters that had created limiting effects on her mind and fed the unhelpful aspects of the ego. The white light of love that the crone can now reach all that is within her periphery. Without judgment or expectation, she is now capable of objectively observing all with compassionate consideration and calm composure. All matters in life are neutral. Many are not conducive to the meaning and significance that we or others impulsively attach to them. When we view predicaments without emotion or the significance it holds for us, how things make sense beyond our personalization of them are illuminated. To separate ourselves from the drama, assumptions, and heightened emotions is to see rather than react according to the underlying dynamics at play. This affords us access to the empowered capacity to choose whether to participate in what is being triggered or projected onto the situation. The crone has shown up to remind you that whenever you feel challenged in life, stop whatever you are doing to ask Spirit Self, what am I being invited to learn here? Each obstacle, movement of overwhelmed and hardship offers necessary and valuable lessons to evolve us beyond being a match to it. Any perceived mistake, wrong turn, or regret plays a part in your pathway to insight and liberation. Please be assured that each currently perceived negativity is a presently unlit lantern and therefore opportunity to see clearer. All that is needed is for the light to be turned on so that the obstacle can be recognized as the positive lesson, tool, growth, insight, or gift that it is. You are always met with teachings and forms that match whatever way you're available to receive them at that moment. Each teaching is necessary for your learning of another better way in your progression. May you shine the light of your love into any lesson that holds a lingering negative charge for you until it transforms into heartfelt gratitude for and recognition of its supporting role in your evolution. Love is the only place from which to observe, be in, and reflect upon life. Proceed in the great neutralizing white light of love, where we may compassionately embrace all facets of ourselves and others. So Crohn's message: awareness expands us as we clear the darkness with light. Clarity transforms our perception into lanterns of insight that can illuminate a way for others too. So this is the message for how can you integrate more with your shadow self. So like I was mentioning, the Emperor and the Strength card. Okay, the Emperor is someone who builds a really, really strong foundation within himself. Okay, and it's not gender specific. Like I said, everybody has masculine and feminine energies within them. So in order for you to build a stable foundation with your shadow self, you got to have the courage and patience and resilience to be able to see it. And if it really, really triggers you, look into that, what it really triggers you the most. What is it that I've mentioned that really triggers you the most, rather than it projecting it out to others? You can look it into yourself so that you can be more integrated with your shadow, and it's not going to harm you. It wants to be integrated into your life, because that's when both your light and dark aspects can work together truly. Okay, so last but not least, we are going to look at the postcard, which is this beautiful jellyfish. Okay, let's turn over. Okay, so I don't know why, I just feel like writing Elsa. So some of you could be drawn to the movie Frozen, or you could be, your name could be Elsa. El Moya is coming through, so you might be drawn to El Moya. You might want to look up El Moya, this beautiful, okay, not this beautiful, but yeah, I don't really remember, but I just know that he's, okay, never mind. I'll forget it. Like, you can look up El Moya if you want to. So let me just read the channel letter for you right now. So, dear Elsa, this is a good time to approach you because I find you to be distrusting of me. Why? It's because of the pent-up emotions that you have. It's making me nervous. Oh shit, I cannot recognize my handwriting. Oh my goodness, okay. It's making me nervous, or it's making me nervous writing this. I have come. Okay. Dear Elsa, this is a good time to approach you because I find you to be distrusting of me. Why? Why? It's because of the pent-up emotions that you have. It's making me nervous writing this. I have curled up because I know that you are hurting and refusing to acknowledge me. Please have the courage to embrace me, for I love you, and I will only be here with you to the end of Earth's time. What you speak out loud is not going to hurt you. It's only going to free you. I promise that you are both eternal and human in form. Don't forget, you are still a human being too, that has fears, darkness. Shine a light and you'll see. I'm always here, never leaving you. Wow, this is such a beautiful message. I'm sorry, that My handwriting sucks like shit, but anyways, whatever. It's just what this postcard is wanting to say to you is that you have so much more power within you, and that your shadow self loves you so much. It doesn't want you to be afraid of it. It wants you to see it as it is, so that you can finally free yourself and find the true freedom that your soul, that you have always wanted to be. You've always been deserving of that freedom that you've always wanted to. Okay, so thank you so much. So that's the end of today's reading, and thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I truly appreciate each and every one of you being here. And I'm so proud of you for able to look at your shadow self with so much compassion and love. And please know that the readings are not meant to shame you, guilt you. It's not meant to make you feel bad. It just wants you to acknowledge it. And it just wants you to live a life where you don't have to let your shadow control you. Like you have the power of the self-awareness to be able to look at your shadow self with so much awe and love, and not the other way around where your shadow is the one controlling you, because it's gonna be a poison. Okay, I'm gonna put it out here. So thank you so much for allowing me to read for you, and please like and comment if you want to, if you love this reading, and thank you so much. So yeah, thank you so much to Spirit and the universe for allowing me to read for you as well, for your shadow self, and for also allowing me to learn more. And yeah, if this reading doesn't resonate, please feel free to check out another reading. And thank you so much, pal number one. I'll see you in my future readings. Bye. Hi, hello everyone, welcome back, pal number two. And I'm just so excited for you to be here with me in wanting to find out more about your shadow self. I don't want to make this kind of scary for you, but sometimes, okay, tough love is necessary, and I'm just so happy that you choose to be here to face your shadow self despite how difficult this is. I'm just so proud of all of you, okay? Do you know how bold you are for having the courage to be here with me, with Spirit, and with yourself? Give yourself a pat on the back, please, okay? I know how challenging this can be for many of us. I'm already proud. Spirit is already proud of all of you. Please be kind, compassionate, and loving towards yourself while listening to this reading. I'm not going to be here to sugarcoat anybody. So if you know you're going to be triggered, please do not listen. Please leave this reading, okay? And you are free to leave and come back as and when you wish. I will leave it open to what your shadow side has to say. It can be guidance, it can be advice, it can be telling you, you know, the sides of you that you may have repressed, you may have discarded, you have hated, you know, like anything. And this reading is just pretty open. And I'll leave it to your shadow self on what it wants to come through, okay? So before that, I want to explain what our shadow self means. It consists of the parts of yourself that you may or may not be aware of. You may repress them, you may dislike them, hate them, and it just gets stored as your shadow, you know, the side of you that you don't show to others and even yourself, because this shadow side has been shamed, hated, disliked, criticized, you know, for anything. Okay, so yeah, I just want you to know that we all have light and dark sides to ourselves, and by acknowledging these shadow aspects of you, you get to come closer into full embrace of your light and your dark side, okay? And it's not something to be embarrassed and ashamed of. We all have it, okay? So we will look at 3 tarot cards as usual, and we have a channeled letter from this postcard which you picked. As you can see, the image of a butterfly, it's incredibly beautiful. Last but not least, we are going to use the Lantern Oracle to see How can you integrate more of your shadow side? So that's the full breakdown of the entire reading. And yeah, so we'll look at this postcard at the end, after the basically the end. So okay, I'll put this aside first. Okay, now we will look at 3 tarot cards to see message from your shadow self. Okay, we have the 9 of Cups. Okay. Okay, hold on. We have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, and we have the Emperor and the Upright. Okay, let me see if this is on point. Okay, cool. So when I first saw the spread, I was actually pretty shocked because we have 2 major arcanas here, and I feel like you have been doing a lot of work. Like, this is like my initial thought. It's like you have been doing a lot of shadow work, and you just want to come to this reading to maybe get a full confirmation of it. And here it is. You have your confirmation that yes, you're on the right path. Yes, you are doing a lot of great work, especially on your shadow aspects. I feel like you may really be you are really coming into union with your light and dark attributes within you. So you may be very, very aware of it. You may be someone who takes a lot of accountability. It's very, very self-aware. I'm seeing someone journaling and writing down their thoughts and words, and every single day. So they have like a daily journal plan for themselves. So it's just incredibly, I just want to applaud you for that. Okay, so firstly, let's look at the 9 of Cups. So for the 9 of Cups here, I feel like your shadow self wants me to say that you have been manifesting something dear and important to you. And this is something that, because the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse is here, right? So it's something that you may not have seen it in the physical reality. You may just have been getting glimpses and thoughts of it. You may just get a download of it, but you might not really see it in the physical world. And your shadow self wants you to say that the work that you have been doing is bringing you very, very close to your manifestations. Okay, like we literally have the 9 of Cups here. So whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you want to achieve, is in accordance with your shadow self. And for some of you, I feel like you have accomplished you have gained many trophies, many awards, and you might not even be aware of how supported, how influential you are, is what I'm getting. So with the 9 of Cups here, I feel like you may be someone that has already achieved a lot, okay? In the physical reality, of course. But it's something that you have come to chase it. Like there is like a portion of you that has kind of become obsessed with chasing, like what is it that you want in the material world. So it's like I'm feeling like someone who who has manifested a lot and who has accomplished a lot in their lives, but somehow they don't really feel good enough. Like that is the vibe that I get, especially with the Wheel of Fortune here in the middle, and it just feels like some things that you are meant to achieve, it's not here yet. and you are sort of wanting to chase like one thrill after the other, or like you want to go from one goal to the other, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, right? But if it comes to a point where you are just like, okay, if I'm not seeing this in the physical reality, that means it is, like, if I'm not seeing it like within this frame of time that I've set, then it means that this manifestation is not mine. Then it means that I'm not going to achieve this. But your shadow self wants you to know that, hey, just because you don't see it like in the physical reality, just because it hasn't been reflected back to you, it doesn't mean that it is not something that you're not going to achieve. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that you have to just put it aside or cast it aside. Like, there is value in what you haven't really seen in the physical reality yet, because this is what you can see it in your imagination, you can see it in your third eye, your mind's eye, and that you need to have faith in it. Like, your shadow self wants you to have more faith in what you have already achieved and in what you are going to see next. And also, I feel like your shadow self also wants you to know that you have done a lot and you have accomplished a lot. And you don't have to consistently chase the next thing in order for you to be good enough, in order for you to be worthy, or in order for you to be deserving of respect and love and protection and assistance and support. Like, you are already worthy and you're already deserving of it. And there's this energy with the Nine of Cups here, something of you, something about you tying your self-worth or tying your accomplishments to yourself. It kind of seems like you are only proud of yourself when you have already achieved something. Like, yeah, it's like you don't allow yourself to be proud of yourself. You just consistently chase for the next thrill, the next adventure, the next goal. And I feel like it's time for you, like, your shadow self wants you to acknowledge how much you have done, how much you have grown, and how much you have achieved. Because you are definitely going to achieve more in the future, as we can see with the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. You are going to achieve more in the future. So you don't have to be afraid that just because it's not being reflected in the material world, it doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you or your goal. Okay, and that you're gonna have to acknowledge how much you have done, how much goodness you have, and that you don't have to tie your self-worth to any of your accomplishments, because this is not going to serve you. Because look at this Nine of Cups, this person is like incredibly proud of all that he has achieved, but somehow there's this energy coming through that, I'm only lovable or I'm only worthy once I've achieved like what I've achieved, or I will only be worthy once I've gained some sort of success, I've gained some sort of recognition and fame even. And your shadow self is like, hey, I want you to know that you're already good enough, you're already worthy. You don't have to chase like one thing, you don't have to consistently chase goal after goal just to prove that you're worthy. You are already worthy just as you are. And yes, I acknowledge that you have done a lot of work, but let's be real here, okay? There is still a lot more to do, okay? And that I'm already proud of you for having the awareness to do your self-reflection. But since you came to this reading, there's still gonna be some more work to do. And I know that you may be feeling very frustrated, very upset, like, hey, I thought you said that I've already done a great job. Why are you still telling me like all of this? This is something that you need to hear. And if this is very triggering for you, pause, take a step back, okay? And like I said, there is nothing wrong with chasing a goal. There is nothing wrong with wanting to accomplish something even better, something even greater, having like goal after goal. But not everything will go according to your time, is what I'm getting. And you have come to a point where you are putting so much of your attention on the outer world that you have lost touch with what you already have, and you have lost touch with your imagination, thinking that as long as I can see it, that means it's real. But what if it's already real when you can already imagine it, isn't it? Just because you don't see it in the real world doesn't mean that it's not something that it's not going to happen, right? Everything happens in divine timing. You can write down your goals, you can plan, but don't give up that easily. Okay, I know that this energy can be very scattered, so please take what it resonates for you, okay? It may or may not resonate with everybody, and please know that this is a collective reading, okay? So take what it resonates for you. Might resonate with the person that has accomplished a lot, or you might be the one that has been manifesting a lot, but you have not seen it in the physical reality yet. And or you also might be the one that has been consistently tying your self-worth to external validation, tying to accomplishments, never feeling like you're good enough. Like your external world is going to reflect back to you. So what if one day you are not going to receive the kind of, let's say you post like a content online, let's say you publish something, and you imagine that there will be a lot of people clapping for you, rooting for you, giving you flowers, sending you likes and comments, but you didn't receive anything. That is a huge sign, a huge reflection that you may be still tying your goodness to what others think. You may be still tying your accomplishments to how you feel about yourself, and that you not allowing yourself to be grateful and think that, hey, I've already done so much. Can I allow myself to take a break? Can I pause here? Can I just allow the divine to do its thing without trying to control every single thing? Because I feel like that is what you are doing right now with the Nine of Cups. You can always manifest more according to how you manifest, of course, manifesting using like a candle, or like speaking your truth out loud to spirit and all that stuff. Take notes of your manifestations. But you can't just be like, why is this not coming yet? Why am I not receiving this yet? Am I like not worthy? Or like, why is spirit not giving me yet? And then you use it as a cycle, as like, okay, since I'm not receiving this from the universe, it means that this is not for me. It means that I'm not worthy of this. Like, no, that's not true. If you think it in this way, it's not going to come in. But if you continue holding faith and just allow yourself to be with what you already have right now, whether it's being reflected in the physical realm, it will come to you according to divine timing. It's always according to divine timing. Somehow we think that, human time is the divine time. Somehow our ego convinces us that, hey, within 3 months, I need to see this. Within 6 months, I need to have this. Otherwise, this is not meant for me. Otherwise, I am not lovable. Otherwise, spirit doesn't love me. That is control. That's manipulation. That's fear talking. That's not what the divine wants for you. It wants you to persevere, have faith and patience. And accomplishments doesn't just have to be like material success. It can be something as small as you waking up. Maybe maybe you always wake up at 11 a.m. But you have always wanted to train your body, like you've always wanted to wake up at like 8 a.m. And you did. Or like you've always wanted to go to bed early, but you've tried and tried and tried and you can't, and you just can't. But somehow one day you, I don't know, like miracles do happen. You wake up at, you slept at, I don't know, 12 a.m. and you can finally get your schedule running on the next day. That is something to be proud of. Yeah, it's kind of like something related to the external world that you are tying yourself to. I don't know what it is. It can be you want someone to recognize how deserving you are because you have already accomplished so many and you have already seen it in the physical world. But that's the thing. You can imagine it, it means you are going to see it in the real world. Just because it's not here yet, it doesn't say anything about you. It just means you need to persevere and have patience. And to be more thankful and grateful for what you already have in your life. And not to constantly chase one thing after the other. It's only going to stress you out, huh? You can find things to be present with, to be thankful for. Because gratitude is what moves the divine, like true gratitude within your heart is what is going to move spirit. Gratitude for what you already have. Being thankful for what you have already achieved. Being thankful that you are here. And this is something to be grateful for, that you are here. You are here on this planet. You are here and you are already worthy of it. Okay? So whichever part you resonate with, please take what it resonates. Okay, like your shadow self doesn't want you to just rely on external things. Attaching yourself to the material world, attaching yourself to, whatever it is that you haven't received and you make it mean about yourself. Or whether is it, you have not yet seen it in the physical world, like your manifestations, your goals. So yes, take what it resonates. Okay. Next, we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune, in the reverse, it shows me that, like I said, there is some sort of control that you're trying to do. That you're trying to disrupt the timing of your manifestations. Disrupting like the next cycle of your life that is going to come in it. Like there is something that you're trying to hold on to. There's something that you're trying to control. Like with the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Because Wheel of Fortune talks about, like, divine time, patience. I'm actually thinking this phrase, fortune favors the bold. So there is something that you might be holding on to. There's some sort of, I don't know why I'm getting like some sort of temptation around. That you may sort of be giving into that. the anxious mind is trying to tell you something that it's not true. It's like your shadow self wants you to pay attention, because I kept looking at the snake, so I feel like this snake could be significant. Or like snake talks about transformation, shedding old skin. So this might be something that you are currently going through. You might still be in the precipice of the, like, stuck in the old and the new, like in the middle of it. It wants you to surrender. It doesn't want you to clutch onto what you're meant to release and let go of. Like it kind of ties in with like the Nine of Cups. I feel like it has to do something with, yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious, like our manifestations. It could be something related to your manifestations, or it could be something that's related to your past that you are still not giving up on, is what I'm getting. Like a person. Or like something that you wanna achieve in the past but you didn't, and you wanna ask Spirit for that again. You use your intuition, okay, but I'm getting like this might not be the one, this might not be what it is that's meant for you. Take what it resonates, okay, like that's just what I'm getting. So I'm getting another phrase as well, is be careful what you wish for. Because there's some sort of illusion and tricks and magics that could be blocking your way. Illusions, some sort of fog that you are having that might be covering up your way forward. This is something that you must be very aware of, is what your shadow self wants you to know. Because there might be tricksters here and there around. That could be sort of popping into your mind, you may not even realize. And you must not believe that voice. Remember, spiritual guidance is always loving. If it's not, don't take it. Because there might be some sort of illusions, or like, like a trickster energy that is around you. And you need to clear and protect your energy. Like, this is what your shadow self wants you to see, wants you to know, wants you to say, or even say, like, hey, I call upon, the unconditionally loving Archangel Michael to please help to clear and cut away all attachments and cords and any trickster energy that is here. So thank you so much, Archangel Michael. You can call upon that, only through unconditional love, always. Yeah, there is just sort of like false patterning, or like false patterns that are just coming up, trying to tempt you back into the old. And you must resist it. You do not take this in. Because I feel like for some of you, okay, you might not be sure what you are manifesting, and this is why it's creating a blockage in your manifestations in the physical, like to be shown in the physical world. You must get clear about your true desires. Otherwise, you will just be getting what you don't want, or even something that is fake. It might seem real on the surface, just like AI, it's just incredibly, honestly, to me, I find AI to be very scary because it can really, like, you can just use anybody's photos online, especially on social media. It's just very scary. You might not even know if this person is real. So this is something that you need to be very careful of. Be careful of what you wish for, because like I said, there is some sort of imposter syndrome coming up, but it's not, it could come from you, okay? I'm not denying, I don't know, okay? But it could also come from the true emotional fulfillment that you desire. Like, this is something that could be covering your eyes up, that could be, you could be blindfolded to the truth. And it's something that you got to be very wary and aware of. Get very clear on your desires, on the truth about some matter, like something important to you. Maybe this is something that you hold very close and dear to your heart, with the Nine of Cups. But you might not be seeing something clearly, and I'm hearing like you will, but now is not the time. Because there is some sort of illusions happening. Some sort of temptation that you might need to resist it. Otherwise, you fall into the traps of the ego, and you're going to continue this pattern like again and again, and you are unable to turn the wheel of fortune in the upright. Any patterns that are tempting you to go back to the past, please be aware of it. Because like I mentioned, you might still be in the middle of the old and the new. And in order for you to cross into the new cycle of your life, this is like some sort of lesson that you must go through. I'm actually thinking about Eve. She got tempted by eating the apple from the tree, and she gave it to Adam. And both of them were punished for that. Maybe Eve could be significant to you. You love reading stories from the different gods and goddesses. See, I'm having like self-doubts as well. I don't even know if this story, this story that I'm saying, is it correct? I'm having, you see like how I've been tempted to like, oh, you're wrong. This is not what it is. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but there's like this energy of like, you're doing something, but then there is this pulling back, like, no, you're not supposed to be doing this, you're wrong. But I feel like your heart and your soul knows the answer, your intuition knows the answer. So don't be tempted by it. By telling you that, oh, this is not true, you're wrong, this is not what you're supposed to be doing. But no, this is what you are supposed to be doing. Don't get tempted by it. This is like the last and final trial I'm getting for you to actually move past this cycle. Okay? I know that it can be really confusing, but yeah, it kind of feels like really there's some sort of blockage, some sort of illusion that is currently hindering your path, that you might not even see it clearly. And like I said, you might be tempted to maybe do something or like not do something. And you've got to trust in your intuition in regards to that. And I feel like your shadow self will provide the answers from the illusions that you are having. Ask your shadow self, why is this coming up for me? What is this illusion about? What is this truth about something that I need to be revealed? Or use oracle cards, use divination tools. Go to a tarot reader that you trust the most, and you can get it up there, because this is very different from each and every one of you. But definitely there is like a trickster energy in you trying to stop you or trying to tempt you to do something that it's not what you are supposed to be doing right now, or that it might tempt you back to the past and make you think that, oh, this could be what I really want, but that's actually not. Okay? So yeah, please be very, I'm not trying to like instill doubt in you, but please be very wary and very careful about this. If you have like a tool, like divination tools and all that stuff, you can use it for yourself. What is the truth that is ready for me to be revealed? What is currently tempting me? What can I do to avoid this temptation? What can I do to break free from this illusion? Okay. Next, we have the Emperor in the upright. As we can see, the Emperor, he's a really strong masculine energy. He's sitting on his throne, ready to fight any obstacles and challenges that come his way. And this is the energy that you are meant to embody, whether right now or in the future. I feel like your shadow self really wants you to bring up your confidence and your determination within you, so that you can fight against what is it that is currently keeping you stuck. What is currently, like, what is it that you need to realize about this energy? I feel like maybe one of the reasons why your manifestations are stuck is because of this temptation and illusions that you are currently facing, that you need to break free from. It could be one of the reasons, okay? It might not be, but it might be. So the Emperor here asks you to stand in your power and face this revelation and truth that you are ready to hear, that you are ready to know right now. Because I feel like you have been battling a lot with like your ego and your heart. And the Emperor is here to be your guide, be your protector. I feel like your shadow self could be, I'm getting your shadow self could be someone who is very protective of you, protective of what you want, your desires. And you are already in contact with your shadow self, but it's just this sort of fire energy this building up of the force within your belly is wanting to come out, is wanting to be like, hey, no. I want to face this. I want to see this truth. I don't want to just hide beneath the shadows anymore. It's like the Emperor is just giving me someone who is just really tough-headed, really strong, very stubborn, very logical. Stubborn in a good way, you know. I don't care what you are, but I know I'm going to fight against you. Like there is this power that is rising up in you, that you are ready to tackle this challenge. That you are not going to give in to naysayers, you are not going to give in to trickster energy by tempting you back. Because no, I'm ready to rise in my power. The Emperor is full of force. A lot of passion is coming through, and the Emperor learns from challenges and obstacles. He doesn't give up. He wants what he wants. As long as the seed is building within him, he knows he's gonna grow it. He knows that the seed is going to become a flower, even like a sunflower even. And this is not going to stop me from achieving, because throughout the path of me manifesting, I know there are going to be obstacles. I know that there are going to be people that are going to stop me from doing this. But no, look at me. Your shadow doesn't want you to just, your shadow self doesn't want you to just hide. It wants you to rise up and get ready to fight and tackle this challenge that is stopping you. Because look at this. Only the Wheel of Fortune card is in a reverse, right? So you have the power to turn it into the upright. Every reversal card is not a bad thing. It's just this energy is currently being repressed, or like there's some sort of disillusionment that is hiding, that you may not even realize. But you can, and you have the power to turn it into upright. The most important thing is you face it. Because I feel like maybe some part of you is trying to run away from this, or like you might already be aware of this revelation or truth that is coming, but you might be scared. But the Emperor is like, don't be afraid. Your shadow self is here to help you to break free from all of this illusion. He deserves the throne. He deserves to go against what he has been. He deserves to go against what he doesn't feel is right. And I'm sure you already know that. I'm sure you already know that in yourself. That you are ready to fight. And what I mean by fight is to fight what is currently hindering your growth, to fight the bumps and obstacles when you are climbing the mountain. Oops, I just burped. How easy, is it easy to really tackle the mountain? Like, no, right? You got to be the one. If you want to be successful, you got to face the harsh truths even, because truth is not easy. Truth is painful. But is it going to free you? Yes. It's just when you start receiving the truth that it is, It's going to cut you into pieces. And I know that this is very triggering, but sometimes this is necessary. The Emperor is giving me tough love vibes. He's not just as simple-minded just as he is. He's the way he is because he knows that he has the right and the power to stand in his throne because of the amount of accomplishments that he has fight against. Like, yeah, the Nine of Cups here. You have already accomplished a lot and achieved many milestones. Give yourself credit and know that you are ready to fight even more so, to push against all of the blocks on the road, and you are ready to travel and drive again. And another message I'm getting is like your shadow self, like I said, is very protective of you. It's kind of like a father figure in your life. You could have a father figure that you look up to. Or it doesn't have to be a father figure, but it could be someone who has this very masculine energy, very emperor-like energy. But your shadow self definitely has that attribute, definitely has that trait within them. Because they know that you are ready. Don't you ever think you are weak. Don't you ever think that you can't win the battle, because you will in the end. You will. You've accomplished so much, and there is so much more for you to accomplish too in order for you to reach the top of the mountain. There might be risk and temptations along the way, just like this snake here. I keep getting drawn to the snake. But your shadow self is going to help you to get clear on your desires, your goals, your ambitions. And it is ready for you to welcome it with open arms. This is definitely a very powerful energy, Pao too. Especially when I look at the Emperor, I knew that it's a very strong force to be reckoned with. You have the leadership qualities within you. And now is not the way to turn away from that. Your shadow self doesn't want you to suffer. It doesn't want you to turn away from all that you have been through and to miss this one step that might be the one that will change your entire life and destiny. This, like what I was saying, it's time to break free from it, whatever it is. With the Emperor here, I feel like you might already know the answer when you're here, and you might just want a confirmation. Like I said, I don't know what this illusion is because it's going to be very different for all of you. But it's the last step. It's the last and final step where you can finally be able to claim your throne, wear it on your head, wear it like a crown, and know that you are royal just as you are. Nobody is going to stop you from building an empire, because your empire is already yours. Okay, just like what I've mentioned with the Nine of Cups, it's just you're gonna have to be more present and grateful for what you already have. Otherwise, if you keep consistently chasing one after the other, you are never gonna feel satisfied. Because even though you have the power to do that, but your void is empty. Find your faith and persevere. What is it that you want to persevere? And you will do anything. Okay, and what I mean by anything is not going to be at the cost of you hurting other people. What I mean by is that those people that try to stop you, they don't have a place here in you. I mean, what I mean by that, okay, those people that try to stop you, you are going to rise up like a phoenix again and again. Okay? Use your ambitions. Oh, what is that? Choose your ambitions wisely. Choose your goals wisely, yeah. Yeah. If it requires you to go against the grain, go. Do it. Don't turn a blind eye to what you are facing. I know that you can do it. You will. Because you will continue to hold your chin up high. And embrace the powerful force that you have within you. Because that is what it is. Don't underestimate your abilities and your words as well. Because the Emperor here definitely, his presence demands a lot of respect. And that is what it is. Your shadow self is very intimidating to a lot of people. Because they know that once you unleash this power, you are going to be unstoppable. Like literally unstoppable. The Emperor is not here to be played with. Our feminine energies and masculine within us, as long as we balance them, the world is unstoppable in a good way, okay? In a good way. Because the Emperor always respects the Empress, always. The Emperor trusts in his own instincts. Your shadow self trusts in what is currently, in what is being told, like it's intuition telling your shadow, and your shadow will be transmuting that information to you, and this is your shadow self will be transmuting it to your brain when it makes sense to it, and this is when you will start taking action. Don't give up how to. It's not the time, it's not the time to give up. Like, no. You are much more ready than you think you are. Okay, your shadow self wants you to be brave and courageous, and it knows that it has it within you. You have that quality in you. It's just you've got to take it up and face it and go for it. So that's it for the tarot portion of the reading. Wow, that's a very different energy from Power 1, definitely. But yeah, I'm just so proud of all of you, and I really hope that you will continue to face this trickster energy that you might be currently going through right now, whatever it is, that whatever the power struggles that you have in between your ego and your heart. Okay, fighting, everybody. Okay, we have creative power. Ooh. We have voice. Exactly. Oh my goodness, such strong energy here. Literally the Empress, I immediately thought about the Empress. Yeah, we have the 2 and 1, the number 3. And literally 3 as well. Yeah. Double Empress energy. The emperor respects the empress just as the empress respects the emperor. You know, like what I was saying, it transmutes into like the empress takes the information from either your thoughts, whether it downloads from spirit, your crown chakra, your third eye, and it transmutes it into your brain. And this is when your masculine energy, okay, I know what is it that I need to do. Okay, I know what is it that I need to face, and I will move head on with it. I never give up. Okay, next, so I'm gonna read from the guidebook. Okay, I'm gonna read voice. So, okay, you are here to be known, so speak and be seen. Family, culture, and society can often demand silence and invisibility. Sometimes early in life, silence and invisibility are even the necessary means for survival. However, at some point in our lives, we need to release our light from the shadows and shine our uniqueness into the world. Initially, the very thought of expressing ourselves may stir up fears of being criticized, rejected, or abandoned. Nonetheless, it is always up to us whether such fears stop us or we persist alongside them until they dissipate. Exactly. Persistence, patience, determination, courage. To withhold our unique gifts results in trapped energy that turns negative and is potentially toxic to our health and well-being. Allowing our spirit self to sing nourishes and expands us, our wings manned by expressing our voice. Flight is possible when we express ourselves in ways that others can truly know and connect with us. The Guardian assures you that living according to your spirit self's voice will not betray you. It is you and has your back, often in ways that are not immediately obvious. Nonetheless, hindsight will always reveal that being true to yourself is the way of fulfilling the love, security, and completeness that you seek. It is a time of tuning into your voice from your heart's center. It may involve tuning out any unsupportive external forces. Much joy can be had in exploring every medium or form that inspires you. Allow your body, thoughts, and heart to breathe in tune with your spirit self beat and vitality so miracles and blessings can reach you. You are the only person who can proceed to make you invisible or silent. Once you accept yourself, no one and nothing can have the limiting effects of judgment, criticism, or rejection. Exactly. You have the power within you. Use your power wisely. It is always up to you to let no doubt or fear have the power to bury you in the muting shadows. Exactly. Remember that every perceived rejection, setback, or failure is a lesson forming your pathway to the door that opens. Only you can stop you from walking through. The Guardian's message: your difference is your blessing and responsibility to share. Beautiful. Oh, I forget to mention this question is, how can you integrate more of your shadow self? Yeah. Forget to mention. Creative power, release your alchemical energy into the world. So, inspiration, like intuition, is a way of our spirit self reaching out to us. Our creative energy comes into full power when we immerse ourselves in realizing our vision. At the beginning of an inspired undertaking or journey, we are the living potential for a particular outcome or venture. However, it is not until it is created or happens that we become the creator. In this sense, our process and actions shape us into a fuller expression of who we are. Creative energy changes what already exists into something else. As the living portal through which this happens, creativity is an energy and practice that will always change us, exactly how it is impossible to predict from the outset. The ongoing tension between knowing and not knowing what we are doing is the creative process at its rawest. Once we accept the call to creative action, we are on an often accelerated, wild, and primal ride that requires our trust, surrender, and dedication. Most of all, it requires our persistence throughout all that we do not anticipate the creative undertaking or life-changing challenge to involve. Yes, the featured mother is taking on the creatrix role for a child. However, What will be required from her throughout motherhood is unknown. She is and will continue to be guided by her inner knowing and external support represented by the tree root she holds, reminding us that while the creative process is often highly personal and done in seclusion, is also a collaborative act. No child is conceived and raised alone. All creative undertakings require external input and support. It may be time to release yourself from whatever is preventing you from making an avoided project, a significant change, or a persistent desire happen. Exactly. The mother encourages you to trust the creative process and surrender to its power and your inherent resourcefulness. Let your spirit self's knowing guide you. She also wishes for you to take care of yourself in areas that feel particularly vulnerable during your creative process. Prioritize your needs. Ensure that they are met in a safe and stable environment. That way, your creative energy may flow constructively, optimally, and healthily through your mind, body, and emotions to manifest the best possible outcome. Again, always be sure to seek what you need and accept it when it shows up. Look at this, the creative power. The Emperor energy is always the one it's always the one taking the action from the Empress, the one whose ideas are gained from her own intuition or the divine. And this is when the Emperor is the one that makes sure it builds the long-lasting foundation that it deserves. Creative power is both of and beyond you. Allow your highest potential and knowing to breathe through you. Trust that spirit self will only ever inspire you to expand into embodying more of the love and light that you are. Yes, exactly. How can you integrate more of your shadow self? It wants you to unleash yourself, whether it's yourself, a project, a creative endeavor, your voice. Let it out and not get stuck in, and not just letting it stuck in it. It's to expand and allow this energy to come through. Okay, maybe this truth, this wheel of fortune in the reverse, it's something that you have been delaying it. Okay, some sort of creativity that you may be delaying it. You might not even want to publish it because you're afraid, because you are scared. It could be, okay, one of it. So allow yourself to express it. Allow it to be raw. Allow it to be expressive in ways that serves you and serves the greater good as well. Okay? So last but not least, we have the postcard that you picked, which is this butterfly postcard, and I'm just gonna turn it over and read it to you. So it's very interesting. I was like, hello you, hey to you. What is it? The Netflix series You could be significant. You may be drawn to that series in Netflix. I don't know, maybe. Okay, anyways, what does your shadow self wants to say to you through this letter? I wonder if you really think about us collaborating, partnering together. Look at me, the light and dark aspects. We all collaborate and partner each other up, and we don't judge, we don't shame, we just is, okay? I've thought about it countless times. The sleepless nights, the fears, the disappointment, anger have shown you what I felt, but you continue to push me down. I'm upset and really want you to see me, accept me and all. These dark moments, oops, sorry, the lighting. Okay, cool. These dark moments, these shadows are lurking in all the coping mechanisms that you've used. I don't want you to live a life of denial. I want to be free and to be yourself as and when you wish. Do you wish to be different from the you that you are performing? Let me free, let us soar, and be a rebel together. I'm fighting and desiring us to unite as one so we can inspire and help others too. Your shadow self really, it just really is that very powerful force that you have really been denying, Once you allow your shadow self to embrace you, once you accept it, once you see it, once you acknowledge it and recognize it and love it and give it love and compassion, I'm sure it can help you more than you can realize, pile number 2. So allow your shadow self to be seen. It desperately wants you to be free. And it really wants you to partner it out together. It doesn't just want you to just have one or the other. It wants you to have both. And this is what makes you a raw, beautiful, powerful human being. Okay, so that is all that I have for you today, pile number 2. Wow, honestly, I just want to say thank you to your shadow self for sharing such powerful energies for me, because it truly is. Okay, and I just can't wait to see what you have created, what you have shared, what you have unleashed out into the world. Okay, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you and for choosing me to be the one to allow your shadow self to come through. Okay, thank you so much. And if you are interested, you can definitely like and comment if you want to. Of course, I'm not going to force you here, but yeah, I just want to say I really appreciate you all, and I love you all so much. Thank you. Yeah, and for pile number 1 as well, I forget to mention that I love them, but pile number 1, if you are here, if you're listening, I love you too. Okay. I love each and every one of you for allowing me to read for you and to just be here and spending time with me. This is something that I appreciate. And thank you so much to the Spirit. Thank you so much to Spirit and the universe and your shadow self for allowing me to read for you. I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful to have the chance to read. And yeah, if you're interested, you can check out my other readings as well. Okay, so I'll see you guys in my future readings. Thank you so much and bye. Hi, welcome back, pile number 3, and I'm super excited for you to be here with me in wanting to find out more about your shadow self. I don't want to make this scary for you, but sometimes tough love is necessary, and I'm just so happy that you choose to be here to face your shadow self despite how difficult this is. I'm proud of all of you. Do you know how bold you are for having the courage to be here with me and with Spirit and with yourself as well? Give yourself a pat on the back, please. I know how challenging this can be for many of us, okay? I'm already proud. Spirit is proud of all of you. And please be kind, compassionate, and loving towards yourself while listening to this reading. I'm not here to sugarcoat anybody. So if you know you are going to be triggered by this, please do not listen. Okay, take responsibility for yourself. Please leave this reading, okay, and you are free to leave and come back as and when you would like to, okay? I will leave it open to what your shadow side has to say. It can be guidance, it can be advice, it can be telling you the sides of you that you have repressed, you have discarded, you hated, like anything basically. This reading is pretty open and I'll leave it up to Spirit on what it wants to come through. Okay, so I want to clarify and I want to explain what our shadow self is. It consists of the parts of ourselves that you may or may not be aware of. So you may repress them, you dislike them, you hate them, and it just gets stored as your shadow. So the side of you that you don't necessarily show to others and even yourself as well, because this shadow side has been shamed, has been hated, disliked, criticized for being bad, not being accepted by society or others. Okay, so if you picked this beautiful looking postcard, this is going to be your reading. Okay, so first we will look at 3 tarot cards, and then we'll look at the Lantern Oracle, which is the message. How can you integrate with your shadow self? And we'll take 1 card from the Lantern Oracle, and I'm going to read from the guidebook. And last but not least, we're going to read a channeled letter from your shadow side. Okay, this is going to be fun. Okay, and I hope that you would just relax and have fun throughout this entire reading. Okay. Okay, so let's start, shall we? Okay, so first we have the 3 of Pentacles and the 6 of Pentacles in the reverse. So these two cards came out together, so I'm just gonna take them together. Next, we have the Five of Cups in the reverse, and we have the Eight of Cups in the upright. Okay. Is this in frame? Oh, hold on. Okay, cool. So let's start with the Three of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, shall we? So, message from your shadow self. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities coming your way. Opportunities for collaboration, new job opportunities. I know that this may seem weird because it's like, I thought it's a message from our shadow side, but this is what is coming through really strongly. Like there is like a new opportunity, some sort of like a new offer coming towards you. But I feel like you may be picky and choosy on what kind of offers you want to receive. I mean, of course, there is nothing wrong with being picky and choosy on what you have to offer to others and on what you have to offer to the company that you wanna be in, the job that you wanna pursue. And I feel like there's this some sort of okay, there is an opportunity coming your way, but you may not be sure if you should accept it. Or you may weigh the skills and not be sure if this is what you want. Because I feel like this opportunity is something that you have manifested, that you want it. But for some reason, because with the Five of Cups here, for some reason you might be blinded or you might skip out on this opportunity or offer because you're afraid of it. So there are a lot of fears coming through here. This is like I'm hearing opportunity of a lifetime. So it could be something that you really desire and you have been praying for it. But somehow when it comes, you might not be in the best state of mindset when it reaches you. So I feel like this is something that your shadow self wants to remind you of, because there's a chance of you letting this offer slip away. And your shadow self doesn't want you to do that, because it may not seem like what you want on the surface, but actually when you start to get more information about it, or when you start to negotiate or basically seek out more information from a person or an opportunity or like a company or whatever it is, an offer, this might be what you really want. But at the same time, you might be rejecting it due to your fears. Like, this is what I'm getting. I feel like you are still stuck in some sort of mindset in terms of receiving an offer from someone, from people, because there is this lack mindset within you, or there is this sort of, oh, maybe I'm not the best person for it, or like, why would this company or offer come to me? I don't know if I'm able to achieve it. This seems too good to be true. But your shadow self wants you to know that, hey, you have already done so much. You have walked away from many limiting beliefs that have limited you, but this one particular mindset on your scarcity mindset that you have been living in, your fears, it is what is stopping you from really achieving the life of your dreams even. Your shadow self wants you to get straight to what is it that's stopping you. Because either your nervous system, okay, might still stuck in survival mode. And you might not even realize that this is actually impacting you so much more than you realize. Because it's really affecting your ability to receive new offers, new opportunities, new people that is actually coming in, because you are still stuck in, like, there is still some sort of like the past that is still lingering at the back of your head. You might not be consciously aware of this, but your shadow self wants to bring to your attention that this might be the one sabotaging you right now. So this is timeless, so you can listen to it anytime when you come across this video, this reading, yeah. But yeah, I feel like for some of you, you might have this tendency of wanting to beg for offers. I don't know why this is coming through, but yeah, I feel like this is not really for a lot of you, but for some of you, there is this tendency of you thinking that, oh, if this person doesn't give me this offer, then I need to beg for it. I need to be as loud. I need to express myself to this person to the point that they need to accept my offer. They need to accept me. Yeah, it kind of feels like, okay, so this small part of you, this comes from you not able to accept rejection, you thinking that if this person rejects me, then it means something about me. It means that, I must not be good enough. Or if this person, or if this, offer or company, if they don't accept me, I need to do something about it. And I feel like your shadow self wants you to get to the root of this matter. Why is it that you feel that you can't accept rejection? Why do you think that, oh, once this person rejects me, it must mean something about me, must mean I need to change something within me? But your shadow self is like, there are people that are going to help you. There are going to people that are going to give you offers and opportunities. But you don't have to beg for it. You don't have to chase after it. I feel like the reason why you're chasing is because you don't feel good enough. You don't think that you are deserving of it. Like you think that you take rejections very personally, and you start to get very defensive. And it's totally okay, right? Sometimes we do that, and this is not to call you out or shame you or anything, but it's to just make you realize that, hey, there is some work to do here in terms of your mindset, your perspective. There are going to be people that are going to reject you regardless of anything. Yeah, like people have the right to reject you. You got to remember that you are not supposed to be controlling the way others think about you. Because the more you want to chase, the more you want to beg for opportunities and offers to come to you, I'm so sorry, they are not going to. Because remember, How you feel about yourself is how it's going to be reflected on the external world. So think about it. If you are consistently getting rejected, is there something within you that you might still be holding on to? I feel like you have done a lot of work. Of course, you have done a lot of work, but there is still some sort of mindset shift and perspective that needs to be changed, that needs to be looked at, and this is something that is related to either you having the capacity to accept new offers, or you having to change your mindset of having to beg or chase. There are good people out there. There are people that truly want to help. But they can't do that. The universe can't give you that if you are not going to look within yourself first. If you are consistently thinking that, oh, this person must think that I'm just a piece of shit. I mean, this could be extreme, I know, okay? Or like my work is trash. That's why I'm not able to get what I want. And like for another part of you is that you could be really afraid that you might miss this opportunity. This is like literally a warning message. Either, you are going to accept 1 to 2 opportunities, or you're just going to reject them all. I mean, whatever it is that you accept is all up to you. I'm not here to tell you, what you need to accept. It all is according to what is it that you wanna achieve, what is it that you think is best for you at this moment. But there might be a chance that you might miss this opportunity. I'm also getting there is some sort of ego and pride here. Like, oh, if I accept this offer from someone, it kind of means that I will have to, I need to listen to what this person says, or like I can't have an opinion of my own. Like, this is just an example. But what if you can? The more you think about, okay, if I really accept this, then I don't know, it means I need to listen, or like this person is an authority figure, or this person is just so much more quote unquote better than me. Nobody is better or worse than anybody. We are all here to learn, we are all here to evolve and grow. Your shadow self wants you to look at this mindset. This is like for another group of people where you might be in your ego. And these are all fears. But maybe this opportunity is a chance for you to look within. Like, why do I think that I can't speak my mind? Why do I think that I need to be sort of better? Or like, why do I feel like, I'm just like a employee, or like whatever the higher ups tell me to do, I need to follow and all that stuff. But is this really the truth, or is this really what you're just telling yourself? What if this new offer and opportunity that you receive, or that you are going to get, is actually one that really allows you to fully express yourself, being your best self, like not best self, being who you are? Why can't we think in this way instead? rather than just, oh, I just need to follow somebody's orders. But without employees, how would a company thrive, right? And all leaders, we all come from the bottom. We all work our way up. There is no one better or worse than others. Yes, they might be more professional than you. Yes, they might have more experience than you, but that doesn't mean that you have to mindlessly follow what they tell you. That you have the right and free will to express yourself. Of course, what you choose is up to you. But I'm just here to tell you that maybe some of the offers that are coming is actually even better than what you expect. And what you're expecting right now is so much more, it's so low. And this is what our ego is conditioned, right? It always thinks about like the worst outcome. Or like, what if this, what if that? And this is the time when you have to challenge your ego. You have to let your fears, you have to put your fears to rest. You can't just be allowing it to, be on your mind all the time, because it is only going to stress you out even more and making you run away from what you're supposed to take the next step on, is what your shadow self wants me to see, wants you to know. So for this, another group of people who have a lot of fears and egos, okay, not egos, but have a lot of fears within them about what I've just mentioned, there is something you can do about it. Is there a way you can turn the narrative around? I can expect more. I can set the bars high. I can set the standards high, because this is what the law of attraction is. The more you are able to tell yourself that I deserve the best, I deserve to receive offers that match what I want. I don't have to settle. I don't have to be fearful of the opportunities that come my way. I don't have to miss out on them just because my ego tells me that I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or that I just have to be like this mindless robot that I can't think of my own, that I can't achieve, or that I just have to blindlessly follow what others tell me to do, or what my mentor or authority figure or like the leader in the company tells me what to do, or like this person that I'm collaborating with. No. What if I can achieve more than what I've expected? Is this something that you're able to do? Tell yourself to? Because your shadow self really wants you to put in the effort into this right now. This is very, very important, because it is going to affect the next step. It's going to affect what is coming your way. Because if you consistently expect the worst, think in the worst possible outcomes, I'm sorry, you're not going to get what you want. This is the reality here. You might be thinking like, oh, why am I receiving what I thought of? Or like, yeah, look at this, what I can only achieve this. This is what I deserve only, None of the offers that I want are just none of the offers that I want are what I expect. Could it be because your fears are stopping you? The way your ego just runs rampant in your entire mind, telling you that, all of the worst possible outcomes you have ever imagined. This is what is stopping you. And your shadow self really wants you to explore this part of yourself. Ground yourself in the present moment. Listen to sound bowls to really help you be in the present moment, and not to just let your mind run away, and to write down the expectations and desires that you want. What kind of What do you want from the universe? What is it stopping you from achieving it? Have you ever thought about it? Pile 3. The more you set your sights high, the more the universe can give you something even better. Because this is the time when you have finally realized your worth. You are not just blatantly thinking that, I can only deserve this, I can only achieve this. Okay, so this is what your shadow self really wants you to work on. So depending on what you resonate with, the most important thing is your fears, your ego. Okay, and for some of you, your pride may be the one stopping you. And what I mean by your pride is that it's like, oh, I can do everything by myself, I don't need anybody's help. This is what is also coming through. Hyper independence energy. Really? You can be hyper independent for a time, but the universe is going to push you to be in a collaborative state with others. You've got to learn how to receive guidance and help. And do not put yourself in a state where, somebody is better than you or worse than others, or that if I collaborate with other people, I can't do what I want, I can't express myself. And this is when, your discernment is where it's going to come into place. Because you yourself are going to discern, and you yourself have got to find out who and what I want to collaborate with, who I want to receive offers from. You may think that, but the company's the one that picked me, I don't have a choice, really. But when you're looking for a job, aren't you looking for companies as well that resonate with you? Or like you're looking for offers, or when offers do come to you, you have the free will and right to pick. You don't have to pick all, of course, what you want to pick is up to you, but you pick the one that is the best for you, isn't it? The choice is in your hands, always. Okay, so this is what it is from the 3 and the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, next we have the 5 of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so like I mentioned, there is a strong feeling of there is still some mindset shifts that needs to happen, because I feel like there is a strong because the 8 of Cups is like right after the 5 of Cups in the reverse. So I'm thinking that you have been really working really hard to move on from the past situations, past person, whatever it is. But there is still some sort of energy from the past that is still lingering at the back of your mind that you might not even be sure of. I know that it's in the reverse, but like I said, even if it's in the reverse, there's still some sort of energy that is still coming up for me, and I will read according to what my intuition tells me to. Okay, so please don't go ahead. Please don't tell me that, but it's in the reverse, I thought if it's in the reverse, it's the good one, it's the best. The way everybody reads tarot is going to be very different. So if it depends on the spread as well. Okay, and that just because the 5 of Cups in the reverse, it means like a very good, it means it's a very good omen, but that's not what I see here. Because I feel like there is something that is pulling you behind. Because, yeah, okay, cool. I feel like you are still in the middle of the old and new. You don't know if you are really ready to transform. Like you might still be hesitating. Yes, you might already have the determination to really move forward. But there is a little bit more, a little bit more of what is still pulling you back towards the old. And this is something that you will have to allow your shadow self to guide you towards. You don't know if the future is really that bright as you think it would be. This is what is holding you back. You are so scared that if you move forward, things won't get better. Things will just be the same or worse. It would not get better. It would just be worse. But like I said, this is your fear talking. And this is what is hidden in your shadow self. It's like it doesn't want you to move forward because you are just so scared of being hurt again. You are so scared of getting a new life because you are not sure if the new life will be better. But I'm here to tell you that don't worry. Your shadow self wants you to know that, hey, you have nothing to worry about. Continue moving forward. Don't let the past hold you back from what is it that you are supposed to be. Like you're supposed to be moving into a better chapter of your life, a better future. Yes, you have done a lot of emotional work on yourself, but I can still see the fears. Your ego would just pop out and like, are you sure you want to do this? Do you really think your life is going to be better when you move on? Or like, why not just stay in the comfort zone? Do you seriously think that these people would really offer you something the best that you want? No, you only deserve to be here right now. Like your ego is just really, really your biggest enemy, I would say. No one is stopping you other than yourself. Pile 3. Your shadow self can see how much time and energy you have been spending like you have been spending a lot of time in your head that you don't even know what to do or where to go. But you are more than ready. Pile 3. You are more than ready to move forward. You are more than ready to receive the opportunities the universe wants to offer you. The new job offers, the new abundance that you're meant to receive. Ask yourself, what is really stopping me? Is it really from the external world? I'm seeing the 8 of Swords in my mind's eye right now. You are your biggest enemy. You are the only one stopping yourself from moving forward, You do have the strength and the courage and the determination to move forward. Yes, look at the 8 of Cups here. But somehow you are still not really sure. Like you are still hesitating. You don't know if the next mountain you're going to climb is really the one where you are going to reach the top, or you're just going to crumble back down to the bottom. Don't worry. Your spirit guides are not going to allow you to fall, Pile 3. And there is no such thing as, failure. Everything is a lesson. Every time when I look at the 5 of Cups, right, I always think to myself like, hey, there is always like the 2 cups upright behind them. But why are they still focusing so much on the disappointments, the hurt, and the betrayals. I really want to ask you, is that really worth thinking about? Reminiscing on the past, sometimes, okay, we do reminisce on the past. There is nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with it, pile 3. But if it comes to a point where you're thinking about it like 24/7, day in and day out, where you're just missing out, where you're just stuck in your own comfort zone that you're unwilling to get out, then you are not going to experience what you have always wished for, what you have always been praying for. Look at the difference of the colors. This is in black and this is in red. She's full of fire, isn't it? That she's ready to move on. But I'm really getting a huge lot of you. Yes, like I said, you are ready to move forward, but somehow your limiting beliefs are the one really stopping you. And this is something that you really, really need to focus on, which is how you view the world, how you view yourself, how you view your next life. What is it that you would like it to be? The past is not going to repeat itself anymore. It's closed. This chapter of your life is closed. What is waiting for you is a huge lot of happiness. New. You need newness in your life. And this is what it is you're going to get, pile 3. And I know that maybe you yourself have been receiving a lot of tarot readings as well on you needing to move forward, but somehow you are very reluctant to it. And this is what it is that you got to think about. Okay, and I want to really applaud you and encourage you that, hey, you have already done so much inner work, but this is the final step. This is the last step for you to actually really move forward, for you to really change and transform, to evolve into a new way of being, to really step into a brand new chapter, that the past is not going to be there ever again. But if you're not going to fully to let the past go, to just leave it behind, to really fully leave it behind, okay? You're not lying to yourself, okay, I finally leave the past behind, but no. Your mind is still in the past. Your body is still in the past as well. It's still stuck in fight or flight. Like survival mode, fight, flight, freeze and fawn. And this is the work that you gotta do. You gotta really ground yourself in the reality first, in the present moment first. Okay, and the 8 of Cups. What's more to say? Like your shadow self is waiting for you. It's always been. It doesn't just want you to only do the inner work, but it also wants you to live your best life. And you can't live your best life if you're not going to do your inner work. If you're just going to let your fears, come around you and stop you. I'm very, very sure that you are very determined. But somehow that determination is not enough. You gotta have to persevere, pile 3, and I'm here to tell, I'm seeing the Knight of Wands as well. So it's like things are changing, things are ending. And this is like the final last step in order for you to really move forward. And I know, you know, that you might be upset at like, hey, I thought I've done a lot of work. But since you came to this reading, you know that there's still so much more to do. And honestly, to be very honest, like, we are in a constant state of healing. It's not to say that healing is never enough or that, you know, but it's just look at the conditioning that held us back for years. Do we expect, you know, to finish our healing work in just like, you know, a week? I mean, that's a little bit I'm exaggerating, but you can't just expect yourself to do healing work in like 3 years, in like 5 years. That's not possible. It's a constant journey. And I'm not trying to tell you that you have to get rid of all of your fears, because that's impossible, okay? We have our monkey mind, but we have to reassure and calm our mind to let our mind know that, hey, I understand that you're protecting me. I understand that you have your fears, but I'm not going to allow you to stop me from moving forward. Yes, our mind is very powerful. It's a powerful asset on this journey. But if you're not going to do something about it, if you're not going to train your mind, it will always be in this state of overthinking, like a mouse running on the wheel. What's that wheel? Ferris wheel? I don't know. Okay, I'm not familiar with that. You're just going to repeat the same thing over and over, and that's not what you want, isn't it? I'm seeing the angel. Is this really an angel number? But 518. So the number 518 could be significant. Or like May 18 could be significant. I know that sometimes we just want to bypass the work and just not do anything and just allow the universe to shower us with blessings. But I'm so sorry, I'm here to tell you that that doesn't work in this way. You have to go through sometimes, okay, I'm not saying that, you know, you have to do like the hard work every single day. Like, no, the universe loves you and wants you to have fun as well. But you are not just going to bypass the hard work in order for you to receive your true blessings. You gotta have to put in the work, especially of the fears lingering in the back of your mind. And I feel like this really has to do with some sort of scarcity mindset, your lack mindset, your abundance, your fears on really receiving from others, gaining help, you know, like what I've just mentioned, okay? Yeah, honestly, I don't really have much to say with this energy because it's very straightforward, I feel like. Don't give up, pile 3. This is your last lap already. And like I mentioned, you know, you can't just eliminate your fears. That's impossible. We have to live with our fears. We have to reassure ourselves that this is not going to happen. This fear is just based on past situations, but it's not going to happen again. If we continuously think about it, harp on it, of course it's going to happen. But if you don't want it to happen, then you gotta have to work with your mind instead of turning it into an enemy of yours. Okay? So yeah, that's the end of the tarot portion of the reading. And next we have the Lantern Oracle. So I'm going to look at the cards. So this question is, how can you integrate more with your shadow self? We're going to look at it right now. We have wishful expectations. This is really giving me like, oh my god, like, didn't I just say, like, I feel like a mouse running along like this wheel? Like, yeah, this is what I get. Like, this is what I was thinking, and you feel like you're just going through the same cycle over and over and over again. And this is something that you got to break. You have to got to break the chain, break the cycle. Okay, we have wishful expectations. Acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. Okay, let's look at power number 4. With the number 14, okay. Sometimes we get so attached to how we want things to be that we shut our eyes to how they are. This can bind us to a wheel, exactly like a mouse running in the wheel, with a never-ending cycle. It's just repeating it again and again. This can bind us to a wheel that spins in the opposite direction of genuinely realizing our dreams. The assumptions that we hold about how we think our wishes should come true and in what form can easily trap us. Once we are caught within the rigid confines of how we mistakenly believe our lives should look, we become enslaved to perpetuating the impression we create for others and need to keep believing the pretense for ourselves. Despite our heart knowing that something about our life is not right or disingenuous, it can often feel easier or even appear logical to continue pretending that things are as they seem. Denial becomes our survival mechanism and that which increasingly alienates us from ourselves and others. It is possible to spend an entire lifetime enchained by the elusive veil of magical thinking. Such a price for any fantasy is never worth it. The truth of what we genuinely desire cannot meet us halfway unless our expectations match how we show up to deal with the reality of our daily circumstances. Exactly what you think is going to come true. The law of attraction is very, very strong. Don't underestimate it. What you think is going to come true, and then you think that, oh, look, this is only what I deserve. But no, you actually deserve so much more. But it's your fears and your ego stopping you. Okay? Okay. Without candidly clear perception, acceptance, and active responsibility for the lives we are living, we can get stuck like the mother. Her eyes are closed to the painful reality of her present in order to preserve her fantasy of things being as she wishes them to be. Exactly. Time moves forward. Her wheel turns backward, and she blindly treads the same water. Look for any incongruent thoughts. Exactly, your thoughts is really the one that is stopping you, okay? Look for any incongruent thoughts, words, or actions holding you in suspension. This will help you identify any form of wishful expectation playing out in your life. It can be helpful to observe what your heart has to say about your current state of emotional, mental, and physical well-being, as well as the environment and company you keep. Exactly. Thank you, Spirit, for the validation. Okay, journal. Journaling would really help. Journal what comes up for you while lovingly acknowledging if you have been in denial over any unwanted area, compulsion, or person in your life. If some facade of your present only seems to be what you want and comes at a compromising cost, please be assured that there is another way. It is possible to genuinely and self-lovingly progress in your desired direction by alternate means. It is okay if some form of external help or support is needed to do things differently, yes, and in a way that maintains your integrity. There is no shame in reaching out and asking for all that you need when it is of true and empowering benefit to you. Exactly like what I was saying with the Six of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles. It's like there is some sort of ego and pride that you have when receiving help. It's like you don't know if this help is going to be of beneficial to you, or if you're just going to repeat the same cycle from the past where, people are like denying what you have to say, denying yourself, or denying like who you are basically, and that no, things are going to change. Like, yeah. Okay, we have the mother's message. Congruency is always the liberating key to every fulfillment that you seek. Transparency creates a space for receiving the reality rather than the illusion of your wishes being fulfilled. Exactly. What is it that you want to achieve? You can always change the outcome. You don't have to go through the same things over and over and over again, Pile 3. Okay? So, last but not least, we are going to look at your postcard. So, the final channeled letter from your shadow self. This is very interesting. When I was doing the other two piles, I feel very called to write it in a landscape form. But for this final pile, I feel very called to do it in a portrait form, and it's just it's just very cool. It's just very cool and interesting. I don't know if what this means, but it could be you are just very different. You're just very different from others, okay? That you could think really differently, you could dress really differently, you could act really differently. And what I mean by different is just not what society kind of expects you to be. So you could have a very rebellious side to you. Okay, this is just what I'm getting right now. Anyways, let's read what your shadow self has to say. Dear beloved, I see you. I know you. I guide you. I empower you. Funny, isn't it? I've been wanting to tell you this for a very long time, but I don't have the courage to put out there. But it's you that made me believe again that I should have the courage to initiate you into the shadows. What is revealed to you is not scaring you, but is making you an empowered individual. We learn as we grow. We fight for what we love. We don't just stay back down because we are scared. We are fearless. We are warriors that are meant to strengthen us. Let me help you. Be like a bird, fly as freely as you are. Wow. I feel like your shadow self is a very empowered individual. It's someone that has been through a lot and has rises from the ashes time and time and time again. But remember, the Eight of Cups. This is the last final lapse. The five of Cups in the reverse, okay, is to know that your life doesn't have to just go according to what you have told yourself to be. And even a lot of times what we have told ourselves is just basically our fears. Okay, as long as we are able to look at it and change the narrative, we can live a better life. Pile 3. And I wish you all the best here. Okay, so fighting pile number 3, I know you can do it. I'm here rooting you and encouraging you along the way. Okay, so that's the end of this reading today. Honestly, it's pretty fast. How long? It's like 15 minutes. Okay, wow, it's pretty quick. And yeah, I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. And if you're interested, you can definitely like and comment and subscribe if you want to. So let me know how this reading resonates for you. And I'm just really proud of each and every one of you. And I want to thank your shadow self. I want to thank your spirit guides and the universe for allowing me to read for you. I'm very, very honored I'm very honored to be picked for the millions of tarot readings on YouTube. And I just want to say I love all of you. Okay, I love and I genuinely do. Wish you all the best. And yes, I'll see you guys in my next reading. Bye, pile number 3.